What's up, everybody? Hope y'all are doing good. So, y'all, today's video is actually going to be on something that I watched a few videos on YouTube. It came up on my recommendations, and it was about narcissism and dating someone who is a narcissist and what it can do to you, as what it can do to your mentality and your overall health and well-being. And the reason why I'm making this video is because I dated someone for, I think it was about like 2 years. We lived together, and I mean, he was a narcissist. There was just no question in it. And I do think that word is kind of thrown around a little too much. People are very quick to call someone, oh, he's a narcissist, and over stuff that is kind of silly, I think. I think every human being is going to show some selfish behaviors sometimes. I think that's kind of part of being a person, is that we have tendencies to be selfish. And just because someone is selfish about something does not mean that they're a narcissist. Narcissism is a real, legit mental disorder, personality disorder. It's not a word that I think should be just thrown around and, accusing people of being that just, whenever they make you unhappy with something. I can honestly say that this person was truly a narcissist. Whether they have diagnosed, I don't know. But I just have never met someone that was quite as cruel and just as twisted in the mind as he was. It was very, very, very strange. And I don't think I have ever been so uncomfortable with someone in my life. And what's bad is that I was stuck there living with him. The control was just, it was just outrageous how controlling someone was. I mean, it boiled down to everything. Who I talked to, where I went, what clothes I wore. And it just, I don't know, it's someone who has it's like he just had such anxiety about everything, and everything was about him. If he were to get upset about something, or if he were to do something out of anger, he's very violent. He would blame me. He would be like, look, this is what you do to me. You do this to me. You make me throw stuff. You make me break stuff. And, I would just sit back and think, it's just silly. Like, he would get mad over the silliest stuff. Like, if I would wake up in the middle of the night and couldn't sleep, which, I've been known for that my whole life, I would go, I would lay in the bed, but just lay there on my phone, and he would get so mad about that because he thought I was talking to people. And it was just outrageous because I never gave him any reason at all to question my faithfulness. That really was just such a weird thing to me, and I just went along with it, like an idiot, really. It's just how naive I was. I was, really young, when, I should have really stepped away. I tried to change him. I thought, well, maybe, I can make him feel better, but there's no changing someone like that, y'all. And if you've been in a relationship with someone like that, how it can be very toxic, and it can absolutely eat away at your soul. That's what it feels like. I remember when I first met him, I was a lot more vibrant, had a lot more personality. He was very happy. I really took care of myself, really dressed nice, kept my hair fixed nice. When we first met, y'all, he was, oh Lord, he just made himself be like the best thing on planet Earth. He was just so sweet, so kind, so understanding, bought me all kinds of gifts. And, I didn't really know any better. And then, as time went on, it's like when I finally moved in with him, it was like, boom, it was like he completely changed into somebody else. And I just could not believe it. I was like, who am I with? He really would say stuff to me, gaslight, and really make me feel like I was going crazy. And, when you're with someone like that, y'all, it's like, even after we broke up and stuff, it carried into my next relationships, because if I felt the slightest bit that someone was trying to control me, even if it was just all in my head, I would freak out, and I would just not want to go any further with the relationship. And it resulted from being with him. And I was always just so paranoid that I would get with someone like that again, that I just became hyper-focused on that. I would sit and just, kind of zone in on their behaviors and see if they exhibited any kind of behaviors that were similar to his. My self-worth, y'all, coming out of that relationship, my confidence, my self-esteem was shot. It was completely out the window. I felt like total crap about myself. When you're with someone like that, they will make you think and believe at times that you are the reason that everything is going wrong. Like I said, with the gaslighting, they'll say things to you and make you feel like you're the problem. And I definitely believe in relationships, y'all, it takes two to tango. I mean, everything is just not one person's fault for the most part, I believe. I definitely think one partner can have done a lot more wrong than the other, but, I think both parties are gonna be guilty for something. Because nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. But there are some people out there that are just more cruel and more heartless than others, and that is people who are narcissistic. And I don't really think, I don't think he even realized he was. In his mind, he was right about everything, and everybody owed him something. Like, he looked at me as if I should be just so thankful and just so grateful that he chose to be with me and that I ended up with him, and that I would never end up with, if I hadn't ended up with him, I would have ended up, either alone or with someone who was just, a bum, was worthless, loser. And in reality, I ended up with him, he was the bum. I mean, he was worthless. He was a loser. The poor thing, he worked full time, but had no self-control with money at all. And I'm the opposite. Like, when it comes to money and finances, I mean, I'm very educated on that, and I really take care of my finances. I really, I save, I invest, I'm into all that, because, I mean, I have a 4-year college degree in business and accounting, and also in some finance. So, that is something that I really enjoy, is dealing with money and monetary things. But it's, I would try to save in the relationship, try to build up our finances, try to build up wealth some way or another, and he would just blow all the money. I mean, he would just go out and spend it on this crazy stuff. But when I would go, I really didn't buy that much. I was more focused on saving at that time in my life. But if I ever wanted to go buy myself something, even if it was something small, I would, buy it, and he would be so angry, like, towards me. He would be like, "You're the reason why we don't have any money," or, you don't know what you're doing. You're going to end up making us be broke forever. And I usually could just never understand that. And he was just a mind twist, every bit of it. And one thing I realized about people like that, y'all, is they're very, very, it's like the deepest form of insecurity ever. And I realized all of his issues stemmed from insecurity. He was very much hung up on the fact that I was sleeping with someone, or I was talking to someone on my phone, or in public. He would watch my eyes to see who I was looking at. It's like he was obsessed with that. Well, and it all boiled down to the fact of insecurity, but it also boiled down to the fact that he was feeling, I think he did feel some form of guilt, but I question that. I don't really think he ever felt much guilt, but I realized that he was very much like that towards me, because that's what he was out doing. Because I found out later on that, that's what, he had been kind of screwing around behind my back for a while, and, doing all the different kind of things that he did not want me to do. And, and like I said, I had never dealt with anybody like that. So when I found that out, I was totally blown away. I mean, I was just like astounded that he was the one doing that. But, I learned a valuable lesson from that. Everybody's going to have their insecurities in life, and, we will have insecurity about something our entire lives. Yes, we will outgrow some, but, new ones will form. It's how we deal with it. I used to have a hard time dealing with my insecurities, especially about, kind of like my appearance and stuff. I was very self-conscious about my weight, and, now the older I've gotten, that I've gotten into my 30s, that has really kind of dwindled down a lot. I still have moments, but overall, I don't really feel bad about myself and, bad about my body. But during that time when I was with him, he knew that I kind of felt bad about my body image, and he would use that against me. I think he wanted to make me feel bad and to make me feel that I was unattractive, so that I would just look at him all the time and just be like, well, he's the best I'll ever have, so I might as well just, submit myself to him. Or, I guess he thought making me, feel bad about the way I look would keep me from, not cheating on him or whatever. The whole situation, y'all, was so screwed up, and I was so glad to be out of that relationship. Because all the violence, all the emotional and mental abuse it was ridiculous. I've never had someone ever really talk to me like that. I mean, and, I've gotten mad and said some mean stuff to people before, because I used to have a bad temper, but I don't think I've ever really talked to someone, especially a romantic partner or a family member, the way that he talked to me. You know, I mean, he talked to me like a dog over just the silliest stuff. And, you know, I used to sit and think, you know, when the relationship really had been going on for a while, I would lay in bed at night and just be like, you know, I want to just get out of this so bad, but I don't know how to leave, because he would make remarks that, you know, he would do something crazy. He never directly said he would, you know, get rid of me and, you know, blow me off the face of the earth. But he did make kind of subtle comments and remarks that he would do something crazy or that he possibly would hurt me. And it kept me scared. You know, I was just scared to leave all the time. I was just living a nightmare. And, you know, the movie about Tina Turner, What's Love Got to Do with It, her relationship with Ike, how he was, you know, mean and abusive to her. You know, I watched that, and some of that I just relate to so much, and I felt so bad for her. And then she was finally able to get out of it. And, you know, that was the most freeing thing. Like, y'all, when I got out of that relationship, I could have just danced across the face of the earth. And I was just so happy. I felt free. I felt just light as a feather. And I felt like I could finally move on. And I really did. I moved on, and I got that part, you know, out of my life. But unfortunately, some of the things did linger on, you know, that I really had to work on. And it really took a long time for me to be able to get past all that. You know, the fear that I felt inside, that, you know, somebody else would be like that. And also, you know, since he was unfaithful to me, that really, you know, kind of put something in my mind of, you know, I was scared that I was going to get cheated on again. And, you know, I was just a totally different person than I was before I met him and then after. You know, and it wasn't in a good way either. But now that that's been so long ago, y'all, it's like, you know, I have gotten so much stronger, and I learned so much from that. And it's like, you know, now I will never let anyone step on me like that again. You know, I know what to look for if someone is not in their right mind, or someone really has, you know, some kind of mental issues that they are not taking care of. And I really kind of keep my guard up, but I don't keep it up so bad that I don't ever let anyone in. You know, you got to learn, life's all about balance, and you got to learn hit the sweet spot right there. So guys, if any of y'all have ever been through a situation, a relationship like that, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But, you know, and if it has affected you throughout your life, you know, and it's still something that bothers you, you know, definitely don't run away from the feeling, because I would go get drunk, and I would go drink. And that was the only way I felt like I could relax when I would go out on dates with people, because it would kind of ease some of my anxiety. You know, it's definitely important. Instead of avoiding the feeling and pushing it down, you need to go into it. Therapy really helped me out a lot. I did medications. And, you know, I went to the doctor, and I really took care of myself. And if you really kind of dive into the, you know, the negative emotion, I know it's not easy. You get past it in a way that, you know, you look back on it, you've learned from it, and you're able to reflect on it, but not get upset anymore, if that makes sense. So, you know, guys, I really recommend that, you know, don't run from your problems over anything, not even over just the whole relationship issue. Don't run away from anything. And, you know, whatever you do, just make sure that you put yourself first and love yourself first, and make sure you are okay. You know, you can't be in a good relationship if you're not happy with yourself and if you don't love yourself. That's the most important thing. One of the most important things to me in life is to love yourself, take care of yourself, because that will leak out. I mean, that just will saturate every relationship in your life with a bunch of positivity if everything comes from a place of love. So, guys, I really appreciate y'all watching this video. I hope y'all had a good New Year. I will be back probably in a couple days or so with another video. So you guys take care. I will see you soon. Bye.